at a dead ball situation.
Makes all the sense in the world. Ryan Williams gets the inbound pass from Smith.
I believe we got a penalty, Will.
Not sure what the call was.
That was a penalty goal. There was a penalty, but the player was in the scoring position, so they awarded the goal.
That would seem like a pretty weak call. He barely took a swipe at the ball. Didn't make any contact with the
Staley to Ireland.
Oh, big Brian Williams ran into a wall, and Brent Ireland loses his balance, and Ireland says, "Hola, nice to meet you."
He says, "I'm a man, son. You ain't moving me."
You ain't moving, Brent Ireland. His nickname could be Mac, or it could be Diesel, or it could be Mac Diesel. You pick your boys, it doesn't matter to me.
SOCOM on the power play.
You can play along at home. If you've got proposed nicknames for Brent Ireland, send them along.
Oh!
Pass that time.
Staley wide open.
I have to say, it may look simple to you fans at home for him to make a pinpoint pass right there, but when you're pushing with your adrenaline pumping the way that it is, to then get a finesse play and make that pass, easier said than done.
You know what? I think we've got a penalty on the SOCOM player. He did not give the inbounder any kind of room to throw that inbound pass in, so I think we're going to have ourselves a 3-on-3 situation.
So we've got Brian Williams in the penalty box for Air Force, and then we've got the SOCOM player in the penalty box. That's Jared Collins, number 11.
We haven't seen 3-on-3 yet. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Wide open court.
Here comes the Air Force.
So those defenders had a challenge. They needed to try to block the first. Oh! Bomb pass! To Brian Ireland! Just out of his reach!
I think on that last goal for Air Force, Brian Williams' penalty expired, so he entered the game and gave the Air Force actually had the 4-on-3 advantage. But now it looks like the penalty's up and they're both at full strength.
Brent Ireland, I don't think has all the chair skills that some of the other players have. Teddy Gwynn turning it on. We've got a 4-point lead for Air Force, 6-2.
Air Force looking strong.
They've got a lot of weapons. We've said it throughout. Regardless of the competition that they're playing, weapons all over the place. Staley gets pitched by Williams and Garrett. Big pass out for Martinez. He needs someone to cut off his back. Oh, nice give and go. Alfred Martinez got rid of the ball to Staley, and then he released and caught the pass back from Staley. Goes in for the 1 point.
Beautiful play by Martinez there. Garrett was stuck in a 2-on-1 situation, did the best he could, but SOCOM gets the goal.
Absolutely right. Kenny Webb running the point, as I would say, basketball. He didn't put the ball down for a dribble before 10 seconds had elapsed. Oh, so the official clarifying that it's not an actual dribble.
He has to let go of it. To dribble.
He's saying it's not a dribble.
To dribble the ball.
He doesn't let go of it. It's touching the ground with the ball, not per se dribbling it.
And saying that Gwynn's like touching the ball to the ground, but he's never losing possession of it, and that's what the referee is saying, that you have to have.
The rule does say dribble.
You have to dribble the ball. You have to release possession for just a little bit. So only a little dribble. We got 6.4 to go in the first quarter.
Big Kenny Gwynn! He says, I'm getting this ball back, and that's exactly what he does.
I do believe the table was shaking on that hit, Will.
Felt like a 2.5 on the Richter scale.
Thought they had a hole. Didn't get it. Oh!
Air Force doubling up SOCOM so far, 6-3 after 1.
Kenny Gwynn brings the boom.
He might have been a little perturbed, if you will, that he had that other violation called on him.
I'm not sure that perturbed is the word that he would use, Gus.
Trying to keep it clean.
Keep it clean. This is a family affair, G-rated for the global audience tuning in to the 2019 Department of Defense Warrior Games.
I think if you're Air Force now, you just got to continue to do what you're doing. They're 6-3, and they've had times where they've looked like complete control. SOCOM, I don't think SOCOM's got the big bodies. I don't think they have the speed that can match up with a Kenny Gwynn or even a DeMarcus Garrett.
And a lot of times what will happen when a call doesn't go your way, as happened with Air Force, is that you can start bickering with the officials and getting your head out of the game. But Kenny Gwynn stayed focused, and he said, I'm just going to find a way to get this ball back. So what he did is he came with a full head of steam from side to side and absolutely drilled Alfred Martinez, rocked his chair so hard, he sent him out of bounds on the sideline.
Took him behind the woodshed, so to speak, and gave him a whooping.
If we were in Texas, we might have said that was a Texas takedown, but we're not.
We're in Florida, at Tampa Convention Center, 2019 DoD Warrior Games.
Tampa TNT. If it's not a Texas takedown.
I don't know, there's a thunderstorm that rolled through here last night, but I'm hearing more noise today than the thunder made last night.
Could be some Florida ferocity. We'll find a good one here eventually. Air Force ball. Josh Smith triggers the Kenny Gwynn. Look at this lineup for Air Force. Oh, Ryan Williams sacrificing the body. Absolutely tries to drill the other player. Unfortunately, when he takes his last push, he's leaning forward. He needs to get all of that momentum going and not lean forward as much. He's a single leg amputee, a very high level amputee, which means that he's going to be top heavy. So he's got to adjust the way that he's applying those hits.
And he's got to be careful on that one too, because he's more towards the back of Martinez's chair than he was the front. So, you know, he's going to the penalty box.
Absolutely right. I wish we had replay for you at home just to see exactly what's happening with these chairs.
Upright and lock position.
Collins to Staley, back to Martinez, over to Collins, absorbs the hit. They need better spacing. Crowded on one side, but Ireland ends up going through nonetheless. That power play advantage, they did exactly what they needed to do on that one.
Ireland just waited till he saw the opening and cruised right in.
You're watching the ball over here. Ireland needs to adjust his chair, otherwise Gwynn's going to cut around on the left side. And that's exactly what he does. You got to find a way to get off of that hold. Brian Williams was grinding his foot plate into the back wheel of Ireland. You have to turn your chair, adjust, and cut off the lane.
Ireland gave him a shot there at the end, but they said his two front wheels did cross over before Ireland knocked him into the cone.
Ireland with the headband for the 90s wrestling fan. He looks a bit like the Ultimate Warrior. And there he goes into the goal.
I'm going to call him Rambo.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I don't see the survival kit knife on his hip.
Actually, I'm going to ask him what he wants to be called, and I'm going to go with that.
Fair point. Kenny Gwynn splits the defense right between Collins and Martinez.
The chair skills that Gwynn have right now are just he's able to wiggle his chair through, in and out, much quicker than any of the SOCOM players out there.
And that's really half the battle. I mean, you can be a physical specimen out here, but if the chair doesn't fit your body, as it does there to Gwynn. Oh, look at Ireland.
Power by Gwynn. That was a power exceeded by Ireland.
That's analogous to football when you've got the tackler hanging to your waist and you're still running through the tackle. That's what it looked like there for Ireland. He had a defender hanging on him. He still muscled his way through.
They've actually closed it down to 8-6, Will.
I love it. Kenny Gwynn, chair skills. Need to turn your chair, Martinez, sooner.
Martinez able to bump him just in time.
I thought he was going to be a little bit late. Again, you've got to work off of the hold that the offensive player's putting on you and not stay stationary. You got to move sooner.
And I wonder too if
Luda's hit. Oh, lucky bounce there. Alfred Martinez.
Nice pass by Staley.
Staley drives, draws two defenders, leaves Alfred Martinez open for the dump down and the goal.
Beautiful play there. I wonder with SoCom maybe they set up their defense on Gwynn. Put your front wheels facing outward so you're not trying to back up as Gwynn's got all that speed coming around the corner.
Oh, one picked out. They've got the advantage. Let's see if Williams releases. They can't get 4 defenders in the box. They got to be careful here.
Bad pass by Gwynn.
They're getting flustered earlier. Gus, we talked about this being a game of runs. Air Force came out with a haymaker on the SoCom team. They took the hit, and now they're coming back with a little run of their own. Uh-oh, tough defense here. They're pressing. Look at the bomb pass to Martinez. Over his head. Could be a jump ball. Could be a jump ball.
And he got the jump. He got the jump.
Alfred Martinez appealing to the official, saying, I've got my hand all over this ball. Took him a second, but he finally made the call.
Josh Smith there saying no, he didn't have it on the ball. It wasn't on the ball, but he's going to get that. He's going to get that call. Smith not happy.
Coming in, Andres Rodriguez, number 13. Same lineup staying in the game for SoCom. Head coach Hannah Walker not taking any chances here.
SoCom looking to tie it up here.
They're looking for that crease. If they can find it.
Staley.
Look at it. Look at it.
And the goal.
DeMarcus Garrett and Rodriguez tried to double team Ireland. What should the other offensive guy do? When the defender leaves you, you go to the goal.
Oh, and Staley keep his head up. Ireland was in position for the. He got the pass to him too late, but then Ireland saw Martinez and they got the goal.
Quinn is baiting him. He's trying to get Martinez to go still.
Penalty goal as Rodriguez forces a SoCom player.
No, there is no goal there.
And it's
they're calling actually a penalty, not a force out of bounds. So Jared,
No goal. 99.
She called a penalty goal.
No, she put him in the penalty box. There was no goal.
no goal.
clarifying here at the table,
8-8.
teamwork makes the dream work.
So Air Force has
Getting the clarification here. Oh, looks like it might be an easy opportunity here. DeMarcus Garrett has a pick on Jared or on Isaiah Staley.
Goes around the corner.
And the goal.
DeMarcus Garrett through the traffic.
Oh, so close. So close.
That's so tempting. That long pass is so tempting when the person's leaving the penalty box after the score. But it takes real discipline to refuse that pass so that you can actually make a better play. Go from a good play to a great play.
And the other part about that too is since he passed it from the inbounds and nobody touched it, they get the ball in their own end.
Andres Rodriguez to Kenny Gwynn. This defense needs to cut off these angles. Oh, head fake on Big Brand Ireland. Kenny Gwynn shook him out of his chair.
Again, Gwynn's speed. SoCom has no answer for Gwynn's speed.
Air Force crowd coming alive. Big Brand Ireland this time goes past.
Don't get in front of that man.
Oh! He hits the cone. It gets waved off by the goal line official.
DeMarcus Garrett saved the day for the Air Force.
Unbelievable.
I thought for sure Ireland was going to go straight in to attack him. He tried to get around him and it ended up hitting the coast.
Yeah, he should have tried to go right through Garrett.
Air Force.
Kenny Gwynn with the speed.
2-point lead.
Foul in the penalty box. They call that one a goal.
There again, he was in a scoring position when the foul occurred, so he does not go to the box. they give up the point. Less than a minute to go.
Only got, yeah, just 35 seconds here.
Turnover, SOCOM.
Oh, insult to injury if you're the SOCOM squad. They need to get composed here, prevent this last score. They've got under 40 seconds here in the half. Oh, look at DeMarcus Garrett. Keeps Alfred Martinez. Oh, bomb pass. Comes into Isaiah Staley. Pumps his wheels. Oh!
Malachi Crunch. He does not get it.
Triple team on Staley.
Air Force stops an
And that's the
Beautiful defense there by Air Force, denying that last goal.
That transition D was unbelievable. They did not give up. Got back to stop Staley from getting into the goal.
I mean, Will, you talking about SOCOM had come back and tied it up at 8. Air Force ran off 4 points in a row. And again, the defensive stop there right before the half. Air Force looks unstoppable.
So how about this, Gus? How bad do these teams want to earn a spot into the medal round that they're going with their core lineups? They're not going up and down these rosters. They're sticking with their core players, and their core players are delivering.
Yeah, this is determined who goes in the gold medal game. And I don't think either of these teams want bronze. They want the gold.
Absolutely right. Why else would you come to the Tampa Convention Center for the 2019 Department of Defense Warrior Games if you were just coming out to have a good time?
They're not here for participation ribbons. They want medals, sir.
That's exactly right. And they don't want them just in one sport. They're trying to get medals across many sports. So if you're amazed by what these folks are doing on the wheelchair rugby court, you ought to see what they're doing in basketball. You ought to see what they're doing in sit volleyball.
And funny, you know, Will, you mentioned that right now we have Air Force versus SOCOM here on court 1, Navy taking on Australia on the other court. Navy and Air Force are going to match up for the gold medal game in basketball. They could be matching up in rugby as well. We could be like going head to head on many different levels here.
And many of the core lineup here on the rugby court are going to be the core lineup on the basketball court. These guys are multi-sport, talented warriors.
Both finals happening on Friday for both rugby and basketball. I think rugby is first on Friday, and that's, if it is Navy and Air Force, they're going to get all their hits in there, and hopefully they'll be able to pull it back a little bit for basketball, because you can't hit each other like you're doing here on the rugby floor.
So if any folks from Gatorade are watching out there in the ethersphere, send some Gatorade to these athletes. They're leaving it all out there, and they may need a little recovery. Unbelievable. Actually, it's not unbelievable at all. These guys are warriors. These guys are absolute warriors.
What do you think Coach Hanna's telling SOCOM? How do they got to stop Kenny Gwynn?
I think what they're telling them is, listen, you guys were right there. You took their first punch, you came right back. They came on another run. Now it's our turn. You got halftime, you get a breath, refuel, do what you need to do. But when you're down in the goal box, make sure that you're not letting DeMarcus Garrett and letting Josh Smith or Brian Williams hold your chair. Get off of those chairs and make sure that you can get the ball out of the hands of Kenny Gwynn, who is absolutely killing them.
Again, I think the defenders, when they put 3 on the box, the defenders who are on the edges, I think they should put their front wheels out so that because Gwynn's got that speed coming around the corner, and they're trying to back up, and he's either getting around him or he's making the cut off him. You know, I know they got to stop the other guys from getting in, but I think, you know, the old teacup in basketball, if you will, force him outside, force him wide, use your own chair skills, because he's coming at you with a lot of speed.
Right, and we've said it across the different competitions and the various games throughout the wheelchair rugby competition. Get the ball out of the hands of the #1 threat, identify who's the lowest threat on the team, and give that individual, make that individual rather, beat you.
Well, I don't know if they can catch Kenny Gwynn, though. That's the problem.
That's the question. Is there anyone else on this SOCOM bench And it's not just his end-to-end speed, it's his quickness and maneuverability.
You know, and although he's one of the smaller guys on the court there, he's laid some solid hits on some of these other players. You know, it's like and again, like it's a chair angle, it's taking a good, he gets up that momentum, and again, uses his speed to get that momentum, puts a lot of force behind those blows.
He's got some wrestling shoes that he's wearing in that wheelchair, and it would strike me that he was a scrapper when he was in college. Maybe about the 160, 165 weight class. Once
again, I think they're going to start here in the second half. Pretty much the same lineup they've had the entire game so far. Looks like there's something going on over with Brian Williams. I don't know if they're discussing his chair setup.
We're just about ready to resume action in the 2019 Warrior Games Rugby competition.
Coming out with the same starters for SOCOM: Jared Collins, Isaiah Staley, Brent Ireland, and Alfred Martinez.
Number 2.
Ryan Williams, DeMarcus Garrett, Kenny Gwynn, and Josh Smith for the Air Force.
This looks like SOCOM will start off the ball here in the third quarter.
So they've got Smith, Garrett, and Williams in the box, and Kenny Gwynn creating disruption, wreaking havoc on the SOCOM offensive squad.
And he's doing just that.
Okay, so SOCOM must have got a jump ball earlier in the game, so Air Force will come out here in the second half.
Utility goal. Australia has 6. Navy.
Trying to get Staley to get in the box. He's getting picked out already by Brian Williams.
We did just over the PA, I heard that Navy right now is up 12-6 on Australia, so we very well could be heading for a double matchup in the gold in basketball and rugby.
Number 1, Air Force with the ball and the lead. Quinn trying to find
Ireland not as quick, but he's able to.
Telling Kenny Gwynn to shoot that corner. He's going to come around on the backside.
And there it is.
Penalty goal.
Hold in the box.
It is 13-6.
Long pass to Brent Ireland. He just takes that hit. He better not go over the line.
Very close. Josh Smith saw it.
Just avoided the penalty. Josh Smith keeping the big man out. Oh, Brent Ireland gets around him. Coming around on the backside. That'd be a tough pass for Staley. Martinez to Ireland. Why would Smith leave Ireland? He had him blocked out. He came over for the double team on Martinez. Martinez with the right read. Pass out of the double.
There again, Air Force, too much speed. Too much speed.
Alfred Martinez fell for the okie doke on that one.
Kenny Gwynn, your MVP of this tournament so far.
Look at Brent Ireland on the release.
Staley with his head down did not see him.
That'd be a tough pass regardless. They need to get it over, and they do.
Looking to extend its lead.
Oh, Alfred Martinez, I thought Staley.
13-6.
Oh, Ireland on the left side. Martinez misses him. Oh, it's Collins into the goal. Cut off the back of Kenny Gwynn.
That was Jared Collins with a score there.
Australia ball.
So it's amazing with the speed advantage that Navy has. Either they're getting fatigued or they're going away from the fundamentals of body then ball.
I think all Navy has, or excuse me, all Air Force has to do really play one-on-one defense where they get in trouble when they start doubling the ball. And they double the ball and they end up leaving the guy open for the goal.
Ryan Williams pushes Alfred Martinez out of the goal line, ends up getting the point. A variety of ways that you can score in wheelchair rugby. Air Force is taking advantage of all of them.
15-10, Air Force now with a 5-point lead. You get up on the Air Force, don't double the ball. You got
Staley
the speed.
needs somebody to cross. Garrett jumps the lane. Ball goes off the chair of Williams to Josh Smith. Josh Smith Great chair skills by Josh Smith.
Once again, you saw Gwynn laying the big pick, the hit that freed up Josh to get in the goal.
5 players on the floor. The referee said we're not going to do it today.
Gwynn's got some moxie. Oh, nice pass. He got a 2-on-1. Smith trying to recover.
I'm not sure why Staley slowed down. You got to stay on the attack, son.
Air Force jumping the lane, doing a great job. 2-on-1 here. Ball pass to DeMarcus Garrett from Brian Williams. DeMarcus Garrett gets it in.
Air Force starting to make it look easy.
Missed that. He's going to get a timeout.
Long pass. Josh Smith.
And again,
Too much speed.
the speed of Air.
Kenny Gwynn says, I see ya, Ireland, but you're going to feel me.
I'm not scared, buddy.
Foul.
Got a foul on Staley.
Staley trying to defend Josh Smith.
They call that a penalty goal.
Didn't see him in the box there. But
Penalty goal for Air Force.
big long pass.
Off the head.
SoCom now coming in with their first sub of the game. Coming in for SoCom, number 0. That's Philip Fong. And number 14, Chase Tanton.
Yeah, that could just be SoCom getting some tired arms.
Chase Tanton making an immediate impact on the game. Some fresh arms.
But I don't think it's going to matter. The speed still of Air Force. The speed of DeMarcus Garrett.
DeMarcus Garrett taking a sinuous path to the goal line. For those of you at home, sinuous is snake-like.
Brian Williams with a steal. Easy 2-on-1 break. Josh Smith with the goal there.
By Smith and easily carried across the goal line. SoCom
Jared Collins with the ball. Tried to get it to Staley. Unable to do so. Josh Smith recovers the ball as he rolls effortlessly over the goal line. SoCom
Looked like,
sure use a timeout.
I don't think there are timeouts in rugby, though, at least at this stage.
That doesn't mean they couldn't use it. 3-on-2 now to a 2-on-1. Chase Tanton drops it off to Mr. Fong. That's Philip Fong, number 0.
21. I got 21-12 on my scorebook. We'll clarify that here in a second.
Beautiful chair drop pass into DeMarcus Garrett. What do you do? Curtis, what do you do if you're SoCom?
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I mean, you look for some faster players. I mean, the Air Force just has too much on the attack right now.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's what they're doing. Wow, on Chase Tanton. They've got Big George Vera ready to sub in. You said they need speed.
That cost them a goal.
George Vera has some maneuverability, but I don't know if he has enough to deal with the speed and chair skills of this Air Force squad. You cannot fault these athletes. For SoCom, those starters, Jared Collins, Air Force Staley, they came out and did everything that they possibly could.
Air Force giving their players a little breather here.
Number 10, Lisa McCraney coming in. Andres Rodriguez subs in for Josh Smith. So you got Williams, Gwynn, McCraney, Rodriguez.
Air Force 4 against 3.
Oh, Rodriguez tried to get the penalty goal. Oh, Kenny Gwynn!
New lineup, same story, Will. Kenny Gwynn.
I was hoping Gwynn would have created there for Lisa McCraney. Would be nice to see her get some points on the board.
Young man, take that hat off on the floor. Here comes SoCom.
Philip Fong Fong gets ahead. Ooh. Chase Tanton goes up on one wheel.
Tanton Williams, that would be a battle.
Fong has the advantage on McGrady. Staley goes into the goal, slams down the ball, gets a warning from the lead official. Play a game warning.
A little frustrated. Even though he got the goal, I think he's still a little frustrated in the overall score of the game.
Oh, I'd spike it too. 23-13. How much time's on the clock?
I think Air Force
are pulling it back.
I think Air Force is going to try to milk the rest of the clock here in the third quarter.
Or pull an okey doke on them.
Of the ball.
That's a penalty goal right there.
Penalty goal. Looked like Kenny Gwynn was going to run the clock out. He lulls him to sleep and tries to drive in for a goal.
Loose ball. There's 3 seconds left. Can they get it in? No. No goal. They did wave off the goal. The buzzer sounded just before Rodriguez crossed the line.
Oppressive offense by the Air Force.
Yeah, kind of wondered at halftime if SoCon would have any answer for Air Force, but I think Air Force is well on the way to their finals, the gold medal game on Friday.
That's safe to say, with an 11-point lead, only 8 minutes left in the final quarter. Air Force crowd beginning to get a little ruckus here at the Tampa Convention Center.
The official scores book got it at 23-13. We'll go with that. Win by 1, win by 100. It doesn't matter as long as you get that W.
I tend to agree. You see Brian Williams for the Air Force showing his leadership skills, telling his team not to settle, giving instruction as they take SoCon to destruction.
Ten points to make up in 8 minutes. I mean, SoCon's going to need a lot of defensive stops and a score on each possession if they want to have any chance to possibly get back in this game.
Let's see what this lineup can do for SoCon.
Air Force.
I think it's not just the speed, I think it's the maneuverability.
Inbounds the ball.
Again, ball control.
Oh, George Vera says, I got your chair skills right here.
And again, the Air Force doubled up on the ball, allowing Vera to go in untouched.
That's exactly what they did.
Air Force has the speed now. Just play man-to-man. They cannot get around them.
Jordan leans back, shows Jace Tate that he might be small, but he's mighty. DeMarcus Garrett gives Philip Fong up on one wheel. But Kenny Gwynn doing Kenny Gwynn things.
How many times have we seen him just go around, cut around that corner? He's got the speed, and they're not reacting fast enough.
To be honest, it doesn't get old. It's a sight to see. George Vera throws. I understand leading your teammates, but he put Philip Fong in a bad position.
Give Fong credit. He tracked it down, but then he turned it over, and we're going to have another Kenny Gwynn goal right here.
Starts the transition offense for the Air Force by throwing that bad pass. It was the first bad pass there from Vera that put Fong in a bad position. The only thing Fong could have done to avoid that was roll out of bounds with the ball. Over and back, Kenny Gwynn.
Just barely goes across. About the only thing we can say Kenny Gwynn done wrong today.
17.
But I don't know that that was his fault. Oh, Chase Tanton up on one wheel.
Tanton versus Williams, round 2.
Like a heavyweight bout.
And neither of them goes down.
I want to see someone get George Vera. George Vera almost deflected, recovers the ball, gets possession of it, rolls over the goal line.
18-12.
George Vera gets picked out by Brian Williams. Very smart play to create the numbers advantage on offense. Kenny Gwynn.
No, that time Gwynn was not able to make the cut. and it goes right into the cone. No goal.
But he gets held by Staley. So illegal contact in the goal. It's a penalty point for Air Force. Pick your poison. All started by Brian Williams getting that back pick on George Vera.
Once again, you saw Staley facing the wrong direction, trying to back up.
Oh! Brian Williams almost takes Vera out of his chair. Classy move by Williams. Holds Vera up before he falls. Stanton.
Lots of big hits, but in the end, the result's the same. Air Force goal.
This is the biggest hitting game we've seen in this rugby competition, and it's no surprise that Air Force is involved because they've got the Legion of Boom out here.
And we've got another got a turnover there on Staley. He crossed into the court before he passed the ball in. Turnover will be Air Force ball again.
When you're this fatigued, the least thing you can expect is a few mental errors. But again, I'm not mad at Staley at all. He's put everything he's got into this game. He's just...
Oh, and that time, SOCOM just fell asleep. Harrington went in for the goal, untouched.
With Harrington on the board for Air Force. Tough pass. Way to recover it. SOCOM number 5, Travis Dunn, gets a hold of that ball. Number 8, they're at risk for a 12-second call. Turnover, they don't. Oh, Aaron Taylor.
A little too excited there. Thought he had the breakaway goal.
Started running with the ball before he caught it.
A lot of new players in now for both teams.
Chase Tatton up to Philip Fong. Great job there by SOCOM. They were bobbling the ball in the backcourt, and they created a nice 2-on-1.
28-16 is our score. Air Force still well in control.
Number 4 for the Air Force, John Berry, pushes Russ Ruth out of the goal line and out of the goal for another point.
Yeah, so SOCOM having problems just getting the ball inbounds right now.
Russ Ruth with the ball, back to Chase Tan. He tells him go. He needs someone to receive the ball. Gets past John Berry. Oh, long pass. Intercepted by Aaron Taylor. Thrown up ahead to Josh.
We got a collision coming, folks. Oh! But he gets the goal.
Very risky play. If you can't get in front of the player, you should yield and pull up and not clip him from behind like that, because that's exactly what would happen, is a player will spin and topple over. Let's hope Josh Smith is okay. It looks like he is.
Smith sacrifices by there, got the goal, 30-16.
Here they come on the attack once more.
And the ref comes over and says you spun him inside the box. Actually, doesn't matter where you spin him on the court, that's going to be a penalty. So after the goal, the point counts, 10 going to the box, and a numbers advantage that Air Force doesn't need, they're going to get.
Well, my question here is, because I believe she's saying that she clipped him after his wheels crossed, so they got the goal, and that's why the penalty. But they got the penalty in that case. Why doesn't Air Force get possession?
15.
That's a great question.
30.
In any case, I think the game is well in hand at this point. And they're going to end up with possession back in their own end anyway.
Really an ill-advised pass, but what do? You got no angle, nobody to pass to. My only coaching to Russ Ruth is to get some air under that pass and give your teammate a chance to roll under it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to give him a chance to chase it down. A little backspin on that pass.
When Harrington gets the seal on the backside by Aaron Taylor. Great move by Aaron Taylor. Give Quinn Harrington the angle.
And once again, an unforced error by SOCOM. Air Force just putting it on him right now.
to 16. 15-point game.
Another one.
Quinn Harrington, like an instant replay of the last play, seal set on the backside by Aaron Taylor. Quinn Harrington rolls right around.
On court number 2, a little closer, but nevertheless,
Air Force with the 15-point lead says don't press. Big Philip Long tells John Barry, how you doing?
And no goal there, tipped it away.
maybe.
As we're winding down this less than a minute and a half to go, it does look like Navy and Air Force will match up. Round 1, they had a 1-point battle here. That was the very first game we called here yesterday. I can't wait for the rematch.
As a matter of fact, Gus, neither can I. A little bit bunched up here on one side. SOCOM still got a player in the penalty box. He's chomping at the bit. SOCOM player gets hammered, drops it off to Fong. Double R.
A shorthander right there, Will.
Comes through the goal like a rough rider.
Tomorrow, Australia will be playing for the bronze.
Another seal on the backside. It's almost as though these guys are roommates.
You know, I think the more than the player box, that's the second goal the Air Force has scored since he went into the penalty box, and he's still in there.
Pretty sure after the goal you're supposed to come out.
Oh, unless they call it a major. I don't know if they have major and minors in there.
Looks like he got a double major. Science and math, maybe.
Physics. If he clips somebody in the back, they're going to go down, and you're going to go back.
But it'll be too little too late, as this one is all but decided.
I gotta tell you,
He's going to get another hit.
Wheelchair rugby.
He's going to get another hit anyway. He's going to get his money's worth while he can to get back in the game.
Air Force will play Navy for the
Look
goal.
at this game, unbelievable.
10 seconds to go.
You just knew that Air Force.
The game here is not over.
Oh, players confused.
Now there's the goal.
32 points.
Final score, I believe, is
They're calling the game.
33-18 Air Force.
15-point game.
And it could have been worse. I think they pulled all the stars off. It could have been a bigger total.
Absolutely right. But day 2, wheelchair rugby, 2019, DOD, Warrior Games, everything that it was made out to be.
It's like combination basketball and professional wrestling. You know, it's like they're out there, except it's not fake. I'll tell you that. Those hits are real, and they're laying them down. Air Force, Navy on Friday. First, we're going to have the rugby finals. Then we're going to have the basketball finals. I'm Jazz.
I'm Jazz as well. The Air Force team came out, gave a punch. SOCOM had one good punch in them in the first half. They laid it on them. And then after that, Air Force was able to do whatever Air Force wanted to do, led by their speed demon and ball handler and chair master Kenny Gwynn.
And I think if you're Navy, obviously they played him earlier, so they know that. But that would be my #1 strategy. Like, how do we stop Kenny Gwynn? Because Kenny Gwynn, but he's got more speed than anybody else out on the floor at this point. I'm trying to think of who on Navy can match up with him.
Not many people on that Navy squad can. Maybe Mario Ingram. That'd be my guess.
Possibly Mario.
Carlos Valerio, a good ball handler, good with his chair. But in either event, we've got one heck of a matchup coming up in the gold medal game between Air Force and Navy.
Will, are you ready for? And then, you know, and we got next up coming up. We still have some volleyball action going this afternoon. And a lot of these same players, they're going to get out of their chairs, throw on some slider shorts, and hit the volleyball court this afternoon. Will, pleasure, man. I'm ready for some volleyball.
I'm ready as well. We hope all of you will tune back in starting at 3 o'clock for the volleyball program. And these athletes are going to be drilling that ball just like they were drilling some chairs this morning. We really appreciate all of you tuning in and supporting these Warriors from afar. Thanks so much, and talk to you soon.